The morning air in Willow Creek, Texas, was crisp, carrying the scent of oak and diesel. I was sitting on my grandpa Henry Caldwell's porch, a weathered slab of wood that creaked with stories, sipping coffee so strong it could wake a coma patient. I'm Ethan Brooks, a coder from Austin, escaping the grind for a week at Grandpa's 12-acre scrapyard, Caldwell Salvage. At 78, Henry was a Vietnam vet with a spine of steel and eyes that saw through bullshit. His place wasn't just a junkyard, it was his life's work, built with my late Grandma Clara's love and his own grit. We were laughing about my latest app when a snarl of an engine shattered the peace. Not a friendly pickup, but something aggressive, like a predator stalking prey. Henry's rocker stopped. "Ethan," he said, voice low, "get inside." Through the oaks, a gleaming black Cadillac Escalade roared up, license plate screaming Lady K. Out stepped Karen Whitaker, mid-40s, dressed like she was auditioning for a Dallas reality show, blonde hair, sprayed stiff, smile as fake as her charm. She was the Willow Creek HOA president, and she didn't just walk, she strutted like she owned the county. "Mr. Caldwell," she called, her voice dripping syrup. "I'm Karen Whitaker." "Such a pleasure." Henry stepped forward, calm as a sniper. "Ma'am," he nodded. Karen's eyes flicked to a shed Clara had loved, built in '87. "That shed's too close to our common area, Henry. Our survey says it's encroaching. I'll offer $60,000 for your land, generous, for a junkyard." The word junkyard was a slap. Henry's answer was one word: no. Karen's smile vanished. Her passenger door opened, and out climbed Vince Russo, a hulking HOA goon in a too-tight polo, cracking his knuckles like a BMOVYE thug. "Problem, Ms. Whitaker," he growled. Karen's confidence swelled. "Just explaining progress, Vince. You got 72 hours, Henry, or our inspections get thorough." The threat hung like smoke as her Escalade peeled out, Leah VYing dust and dread. I was Lee VYD. "Grandpa, she's threatening you. We need cops, lawyers, something." Henry just stared at the shed, touching Clara's old hammer on its peg. 36 years, Ethan," he murmured. "Clara loved this VYEW." I hit my laptop, digging into Karen Whitaker. Her digital trail was a horror show. Aggressive land grabs, HOA overreach, and a plan to turn Willow Creek into a rich folks' playground. Henry's land was the final piece of her $50 million Willow Heights resort. Her email showed bribes to inspectors, planners, even City Hall. She was leveraged to the hilt, desperate. Meanwhile, Henry pulled out his 1987 deed, pointing to a clause. Any vehicle left on his land for 72 hours was his. I gaped. Who'd be dumb enough to leave their car? Henry smiled. "Arrogant folks, Ethan. Arrogant folks always are." Sure enough, Vince's HOA SUV sat parked just over our line, a taunting sentinel. The next day, official envelopes arrived, code VYolations, NVY environmental inspections, due law 500 daily fines. It was a paper blitzkrieg. "This is harassment," I yelled. Henry called the cops, who called it a CIVYL matter. My coder instincts kicked in. Karen's Wi-Fi password, Karen rules 1, was laughably weak. I was soon swimming in her emails, proof of bribes, shady deals, and her resort's blueprints. Henry's land was her grand entrance. I was printing EVY Denke when Karen called, her voice all honey and venom. "Henry, I own this town. Inspectors, planners, City Hall, they answer to me. Life gets complicated for those who resist." Henry's reply was polite but firm. "What are you implying, Ms. Whitaker?" Her laugh was pure poison. "Utilities might need safety checks. Licenses might need re-VYUs. Think it over." I wanted to leak everything, but Henry shook his head. "Bullies escalate, Ethan. Let 'em make mistakes." An encrypted email from Shadow Creek arrived, urging me to check old zoning maps and warning Karen wasn't untouchable. It included a 1980s map showing the shed wasn't on HOA land. Day 3, Vince's SUV hadn't budged. By day 4, our security cameras were tweaked, creating blind spots. I expected Henry to rage, but he just smiled. "Let him think they're clever." Karen called again, purring about a routine environmental inspection and utility shutoffs. Nothing personal, she lied. I was floored. She's cutting our power. And you're calm? Henry glanced at the SUV, parked for 94 hours. Tomorrow, Ethan, you'll learn about patience and justice. Wednesday, the siege hit. Power died at 8 a.m., water at 8:30, internet by 10. City trucks snipped lines, citing safety. We were cut off. That afternoon, Officer Daniels, a decent cop, stopped by. Off the record, document everything, he whispered, handing me a recorder. HOA overreach is under scrutiny, but you need proof. I logged every cut wire, every notice. That night, I crept near Karen's mansion, recording her safety meeting. She flashed doctored photos of Henry's yard, calling it a hazard and blight. Neighbors nodded like puppets. My blood boiled. The harassment ramped up. Thursday, Henry's truck tires were slashed. Friday, Get Out was painted on our mailbox. Saturday, rocks smashed our windows. Officer Daniels took reports, frustrated by no witnesses. Henry stayed calm, but I saw his hand tremble, saw him linger over Claire's photo. Sunday, I found him in the shed, clutching her hammer, tears on his cheeks. 40 years, Ethan, he whispered. Built this after the war. Raised our family. Buried Clara, and they want to erase it. I hugged him. We won't let them win, Grandpa. His eyes hardened. Tomorrow, you're learning to run the crusher. Monday, a convoy rolled in EPA trucks, city vans, Karen's Escalade leading like a general. An inspector handed Henry a condemnation order. Vacate in 72 hours. Karen smirked, thinking she'd won. I scrolled for pro bono lawyers, but Henry just read the papers, then tapped the deed. That SUV's been ours for 72 hours. My jaw dropped. He'd been waiting. Karen's social media, hashtags like the Willow Heights future, painted Henry's yard as a dump. I fought back with truthofwillowcreek.com, posting live feeds, Karen's threats, and her financial dirt. Neighbors started commenting. Henry fixed my car for free. That yard's no hazard. Cracks formed in her narrative. Vince was unraveling. Henry had given him lemonade, helped a kid with a bike tire. The SUV stayed untouched. Thursday, after Karen's latest venomous briefing, Vince drove the SUV deeper onto Henry's land, got out, and walked away. He was done. Friday, Henry called Daniels. Be here tomorrow, 8 a.m., with a camera. He spent the day prepping the crusher, a beast that could flatten a sedan. At sunset, he looked at me. Tomorrow, Ethan, you'll see justice. It's going to be loud. Saturday dawned cold. At 8, Daniels arrived, reviewing Henry's dossier. Photos, deed, Texas law, a neighbor's affidavit. Airtight, he said. The crusher roared to life, shaking the ground. Neighbors gathered. Mrs. Larson brought coffee, like it was a show. I hit live on my site. Karen ran out, silk robe flapping, screaming, "What are you doing to my car?" Henry handed her the legal papers. Her face cycled from confusion to horror. "This is theft," she shrieked. "Vince, stop him." But Vince was gone. She offered Dula $50,000, then Dula $200,000, begging. Henry ignored her. "You try to steal 40 years of my life, Ms. Whitaker. Some things integrity, dignity, justice seek and be bought." Karen called a contact, but they hung up. Her world was collapsing. The crusher's arms descended. The SUV's roof buckled, glass shattered, metal screamed. The Dula 45,000 beast became a 2-foot cube. Karen sobbed, muttering about bankruptcy. Daniel's radio crackled. Federal warrants for Karen Whitaker bribery, fraud, extortion. FBI SUVs rolled in. Agent Harper cuffed Karen, reading her rights. "We have everything," Harper said, "thanks to Henry, Ethan, and others." Henry handed over his EVY Denke box, recordings, emails, Vince's testimony. I stared awed. "You planned this, Grandpa." He smiled. "Not all of it, Ethan. But bullies leave trails if you're patient." Karen got 8 years. Her resort died, her mansion was sold, and Willow Creek became a historic zone. Henry's yard turned into a community. Hub vets met there. Kids learned mechanics. The crushed SUV sat in a VFW museum, labeled when bullies meet justice. Shadow Creek was Lena Morales, a clerk whose dad Karen had bankrupted. She helped unravel Karen's network. Vince got a plea deal, working security at a nursing home. Months later, clearing the shed, I found its 1987 permit. It was 3 inches over the line. Henry chuckled. Was gonna tear it down anyway. Karen saved me the demo costs. That night on the porch, I asked, "Any regrets, Grandpa?" He sipped coffee, eyes glinting. "Just one, Ethan. Should have charged Karen a disposal fee." We laughed, watching kids play where Vince's SUV once sat, the Texas sky blazing gold. What do you think? Was Henry's crusher move pure justice or a step too far? Should Ethan have leaked Karen's emails sooner? Or was Henry's patience the key? Could Willow Creek have fought back without the FBI? Drop your thoughts below, hit like if you love this tale, and subscribe for more stories where the little guy wins big.